We'll just see if it was active 15 minutes ago. Let's just see what happens. Look at you there, man. Look at you now.
Look around, look around.
Hello?
Yo!
Hey, Freddy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, I need to turn you up. Hold on.
You're very faint. Not much. We're just surviving lockdown. How are you? Oh, no, we just come out of one.
Well, I can't keep track of fucking lockdowns.
Yeah, it's like...
What's the other thing you guys are doing?
That's it. We just go in
Wait,
and out.
I'm gonna grab a headset. I'm building a, what do you call it? A freaking, a track where you put cars on.
Oh, Scalextrics.
Oh, yeah, slot cars.
Yeah. I found my son's old one, one of those, and we're building it now, so
Oh, nice.
I'm just gonna grab.
Is it Bathurst?
Yeah, is it good? Johnson?
Oh, wait, he's grabbing my headset.
Remember that
I don't
car
have to-
racer called Peter Brock?
Oh, yeah, Brocky.
Yeah, one time, my brother and I had to go to this through Sunday school. There was this family who were like, yeah, if you ever want to do something, like we'll mind your kids. So my mom and dad were like, oh yeah, we'll go do something, and we'll send you over these like Christian kids. And Ben, my brother, made this kid cry because he said Peter Brock to him just like over and over until this like Christian kid was like, no, I can't take it anymore. Stop saying Peter Brock. Yeah. Race car driver. You're probably around when Peter Brock was still racing, Freddie. Were you in Australia?
What do you mean around?
Well,
I
around
lived
here.
in Australia 2013.
Oh.
So,
Maybe, I don't know. I think Brocky's are the 80s icon.
Yeah, there's like some 80 shit.
yeah. No. In the 80s, I was still in Sweden. Sorry, guys.
We forgive you.
Well, that's alright. You still would have been picking up lots of 80 shit when you were here in fucking 2000s.
80s was peak Australia.
Yeah, that's peak Australia.
Yeah. Peak Ipswich.
Yeah, basically the entire country was like
Oh yeah, you're in Ipswich, so you still would have been in the fucking 80s. They're probably still doing like
No, I kept driving past Ipswich from Toowoomba all the time.
yeah. The Switch. Good old Switch.
Yeah, good times. So what can I do for you guys?
Oh yeah, so we're recording, by the way, just so you know, we were just recording an episode, and we thought we'd give you a call now because I've been trying to get Krell to get you to organize you to come on because I knew you were busy, so I'm like, I'll just get Krell to fucking organize it, but he's just fucked the.
I told him just pick a fucking time and date, and I'll sort it, and he's like, okay.
Yeah, Jesus Christ! I thought you brought him onto your podcast because he was like organized and he was going to do all the editing and stuff.
No. He's like pussy whipped and completely useless.
Ugh. Yeah, that's why we can't try to get him on Necromunda show all the time. Get him in for a gangbang. Jesus.
What do you think he plays? I don't know.
Well,
rumor says that he is, but I've never seen him on any game session. So
yeah, there you go. So, Krell, you got to play this to your wife and see how people are talking about you, and get to let you come and record and play with the boys. So he sent us an email, putting him on blast. Because I know Freddie's too nice. I changed his nickname in the podcast chat is Freddie the Sweet instead of Freddie the Swede because he's so sweet.
Yeah, it's nice.
And Freddie won't put him on blast, but I'm doing it for you.
Because I'm the only Swede, obviously.
So
it makes no sense.
He's sent us an email about the Scandus thing. Do you want me to just read it out and then you can tell us? You can comment
if it's true or not.
Yeah. So he says, "Hey guys." Yeah, he says, "Hey guys, thanks a bunch. Super appreciated. You've supported this way longer than I've been on podcasts, so keep being awesome." And then he sent us a link which doesn't work. So I'm assuming that's Varangian. So this is for the Scandus thing, right?
Yeah, I assume so.
Oh, hold on, wait. It's open some. Well, it's open like Swedish Facebook or something.
You act like we talk to each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, hey, he's your boy. You gotta fucking you gotta handle this guy. All right. So
I've disowned him. Like, I no longer take responsibility.
Oh, Krell's gonna be crushed now. He's always going like, Freddy's like my papa, my gaming papa.
Papa Freddy.
Apparently so.
So he says, Scandus is on the... Oh, so there's a post from the 23rd of June. Scandus is on the go. This is the one, the only legendary hobby raffle. Oh, so this is the raffle. Okay.
Oh, is it the raffle?
Yeah. Tell us about the raffle, because I couldn't figure
I
out
was thinking, like, there's no point shouting out Scandus because it sold out, like, in less than 4 days.
Ooh.
It's insane. And now we're negotiating to increase, like, the cap of the event with more players. But I think, like, I have a lot of gaming tables, but I can't provide 60 gaming tables, unfortunately. Not yet.
How many tickets did you sell? 60 already?
We sold 60. Like, we put a cap on 60
tickets.
and then bam, it was gone. It was insane.
Well, that's only
Wow,
30
that's huge.
tables. Or 15 tables if you do 4 ways, right?
It's a bit different with the whole Scandus thing that we're doing, because it's kind of a combination of the real-time event and a classic Scandus event.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
So it's so you kind of need a little bit more tables than you would normally, because you have set tables that are there permanently, and then you have like pickup tables,
Yeah.
and then you have narrative mission tables, special zone mortalis tables, and like there are heaps of tables that are like, because each table is basically a dot on a map. And the equation works out that you need a fuckload more tables than you do players.
Oh, that's a crazy way to do it, having more tables and players. But I guess that
More variety.
Yeah, and
Options.
yeah, it allows you to sort of move around as well. That's always useful.
Yeah, well, I think like the pro with the real time engine thing that we're using is that you actually could set up your own games by just moving your army to a table that you would like to play on, and actually, just picking the shit out of the opponent that you want to fight and make him meet you there.
Yeah.
So that's like one option. Otherwise, is you have to follow a story. It's like kind of like more like Dungeons and Dragons. You're following along a grander storyline. That's why we have like 3. You have a general for each faction, which is essentially the game master of that faction as well, because he has like the brief about what his faction needs to do, his resources, and what they're doing. Like,
And
so
how do you choose those people? Are they
victory narrative. Sorry?
how do you choose those people? Are they already set? Are they like, oh, fucking,
No. Like usually that spot is people that apply for that spot are usually people that love Game Master and shit.
Oh, actually, you apply for it. Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So you apply for it, and basically, so you don't play. The only time you actually play with dudes is if you're kind of like your drop zone or your main base.
Yeah.
If we talk June 2 terminology.
Yeah. Where
your base is under attack. Yeah.
Yeah. No, my
So
slabs.
that's
Get away
when
from
you
my
have
slab.
to bring out your army.
Yeah. Hey, can you give us an exclusive and tell us who? Do you know who those generals are going to be?
Right now there is like 2 or 3 applicants for each of the position.
Ooh.
I know that I applied for one, but I can't vote on myself, obviously, so we'll see what.
Conflict of interest.
Why can't you just make yours up? Is this some kind of Nordic like democratic thing? Like,
yeah, exactly.
you all talk about it in the sauna or something?
It's like what do you call it? It's not a democracy, but it's kind of like a democracy, but not really.
Yeah. Yeah, we've all seen the show Vikings. We know how it works.
Yeah, Blood Eagles. And
No, exactly.
Someone gets blood eagled. You all meet at IKEA. Yeah, we know how it works. So Scan is sold out. There's a possibility of more people. That's awesome. Do you have enough room for more than 60 people? Like,
we do have enough room. It's all about making this modification to the software and actually not impacting too much of the overall narrative story that we kind of have been working a lot on. So
yeah.
It's going to get on. It kind of needs to make sense as well.
Yeah.
And then because you have the difference between a normal real-time event and this one is that you have different tiers. So you have like Centurion armies can walk all over the map, like they don't care.
Yep.
but due to logistical constraints, obviously Age of Darkness, or Crusade or whatever they call it, they change name all the time. They can only walk on like Leviathan and Age of Darkness roadways, or actually kind of access points. So you can't like throw in an Age of Darkness or a Leviathan list in a Zone Mortalis-esque or subterranean kind of battleground. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it kind of caps the player where they can move and what they can do.
Man, we should have been able to play some Danish Real-Time Heresy here in Australia if COVID hadn't cancelled the School of Progenium back in January. I was fucking looking forward to that. Fucking the Great Dane was coming out here to run some. But yeah, fuck. Ugh.
Fuck COVID.
So we could actually have some good questions to ask you about that right now, but because we don't know anything about it and only just from what we've heard, I can't ask you any questions. But will that be the biggest like real-time heresy? Are you guys still calling it Danish Real-Time Heresy, or have they dropped? Have you managed to prize it away from them and make it the community?
No. Well, I don't know what we call it. Like we just call it Real-Time Heresy, or normally it's been Realtech, because Realtech is like one. What you can say, like it's the original system.
Yeah, Realtech.
But this is like the Scandus adaptation.
Yeah.
Because obviously I love big shit, like Leviathan stuff.
Yeah.
so and to make it more fair, like if you want to fight like a Leviathan list with your Age of Darkness or with your like Centurion list for some weird, reason, you could do that, but you don't. It gives you an option really how to fight.
Yeah.
And how to run your army, compared to like where the Realtech original system is more like it's more like a Total War, because you kind of you build your army. Sorry, I have to cook lunch now. I realized I forgot about that.
That's right. We're going to lead the show with this. I'm just going to put this at the start of the show with no explanation, and then we'll play the intro music at the end of whenever we hang up. And this is good stuff.
Exactly. No, so there you kind of have like you start off with a Centurion force, and then you can, by gaining territories and resources, you can make that bigger, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh man, I fucking want to play this so bad. I'm fucking so crunk for it.
Yeah, so your faction gets like, so each territorial background, which is in its essence is a table, gives you like resources, like a resource pool. Sort of like you're collecting spice in June.
Yeah.
and then it's because I'm so hyped about the new movie. So
yeah, it looks good. Yeah, even I'm excited about it now after that new trailer.
Yeah. It's a Gen 2 movie.
Anyway, so it kind of gives you, and it also like you start out with the basic kind of Centurion force org.
Yeah.
And then you can unlock different things on the forces. You can unlock. It's kind of more limited than the normal Centurion force org.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we have like we actually, the way we play Centurion, we have a custom force org for it as well. And then depending on, we do have like different types of Centurions. So we have like, if we want to do urban fighting, we have like Centurion rules for urban fighting. We have like Centurion's rule for like insurgents, saboteurs.
Yeah.
Kind of one.
Yeah.
Most of it's just been raped from before.
Yeah.
The idea.
Oh no, it's good shit. Because like, there's so many people. No wonder so many people want to travel up there. Like I know a bunch of people have traveled over from the UK and that sort of thing to play in these events. Like if you're into heresy and you're in Europe, I mean, I don't know what travel fucking is like now and post Brexit. Maybe you're not even allowed out of Hull or wherever you live. But or Slough.
I don't know. All I hear about the news is like the army's trying to give the Poms food now because they can't get in food and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's gonna be like a reverse Viking situation, Freddie. They're gonna come fucking sailing up to Scandinavia and take all your
kind of
corn and shit. Yeah. Yeah, you guys do it.
Reparations.
Remember Lindisfarne? Fuck. But yeah.
No, it's more like 28 days later now.
Yeah.
Without the zombie infestation.
Yeah,
we isolated the island.
But it's a good attraction, like up there, like going to Sweden, going to one of these events. Like it'd be unlike anything you've ever played before, and like you see the pictures.
Do that one day.
Yeah, they're playing in like fucking these crypts as well, where it's like a tunnel with games set up in it and shit. Like there's like all kinds of like crazy Scandinavian shit. Because I remember Freddie told told
long
us.
haul.
I remember this is before COVID. I remember we looked up tickets, and you could get like a return ticket for $1,000 to Sweden,
Yeah.
but the total travel time was 48 hours.
That'd be
So you
alright.
had to
We'll see
like
Russia and North Korea.
you get to see Russia, you get to see fucking Iran. You know,
You go around the world twice, and then you land.
there's three flats just within Iran. You have to do as part of it.
Stop
but-
over to catch a bus.
Your passport will fucking look awesome once you come off this plane. But yeah, but I was definitely fucking considering it, man. Like fucking, it might take for $1,000 getting to go to
I'd do
Sweden,
that. I'd be down.
hang out in fucking in Sweden during the summer. I'm assuming, is it during the summer or what? It's spring,
Yeah, summer.
spring there. This event, when is it? September,
Autumn.
autumn.
But
Okay.
no, it's always first weekend of October, and the thing is, it's perfect weather. Then it's not too
Oh
hot.
yeah,
it's
sorry,
not
I
too
forgot
cold.
about
But
how the
it's
hemisphere.
more like Australian spring.
Yeah, right, yeah. Oh,
midsummer.
very, really nice. Like summer over there is so nice in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so.
But where was I going with that? Oh, that's right. Yeah, so the event sounds fucking awesome, and as well as this, you're also running the raffle again.
Yeah, we're kickstarting it. What we're thinking about due to COVID and people just being crazy. What we're going to do is we're going to use that event to also kickstart the raffle. We kind of missed 2 years now thanks to COVID and people just being crazy, life situation,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. People not working, kind of hard at supporting a raffle going. Personal shit happening as well.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is going to use Scandus to kickstart the raffle. But what we've been doing though while we're doing the raffle is that each year we've missed all that we were planning to use as a prize for that year. We're just going to tack that on to the next year. And whoever has bought, like, because I keep tags and whoever bought tickets because initially everyone was going to Adepticon back in 2020, even I was going there, and that was going to kick off the 2020 raffle. But obviously COVID happened and no one left and went, and I was going to pick up heaps of support prizes from the American guys and stuff as well for the 2020 raffle. But now obviously I booked tickets to LBO and to Adepticon next year, so we're going to kick off the raffle now on Scandus. We're going to draw it in 2022, and then we're going to pick up all the prizes for 2020, 2021. And we're going to have new prices for 2022. So it's going to be like a 3-year raffle combined into one.
Huge.
Holy shit! Yeah, because some of the raffles in the past have just been fucking madness. You know, giving away warlords or entire night houses, books and black books.
There'll still be a warlord. There will be 28 mil Aeronautica. There will be like armies. It's going to be so many things.
Have you got giant piles of black books to give away as well? They're just increasing in price. Like
They're super.
as time goes on.
Yeah, that's that. Well, we're going to have like heaps of like our own kind of Varangian heresy stuff, like literature and fluff and army lists and that kind of stuff that we're going to give away. Transfer sheets. What else? Like heaps of swag. All those we managed to get hold like a copy each of all those limited edition printing runs of the books. So all the little brown books with metal things on that come out from 2020 up till now, we have a copy of each.
Oh,
That's fucking cool.
The Solaris or whatever it is.
yeah.
Siege of Terra things.
Oh, this is going to be the biggest raffle. So when's this being drawn? Is this being drawn in October?
So that's going to be drawn, in October 2022.
22. Okay, all right. Okay,
yeah.
so we've got time to build it up. I was just
And then-
thinking, like, holy shit, how are we going to sell tickets? Only like
it's like
2
next
months away.
week.
Yeah, it's 2 months away. Oh, less than 2 months away.
Yeah, no,
Just 2
but
months
we're going to announce it at Scandus, and we're going to go through a short version of the list of prices that we're going to have.
Okay, yeah, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And
But,
you going to record that for
It's
your
an easy
show?
way to get a painted warlord.
Are you recording that for Varangian?
Well, we haven't done that yet. It'll probably be part of our live broadcast from Scandus.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
As long as you're recording
But
that's
we've already kind of hinted that we're going to do it anyway. That the raffle is back on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a link. I'm going to
Nice.
I'll put the link in the show notes here as well, so you can, if you're listening to this now, you can go and click on there. Also, I just realized there's a fundraising honor roll. Look at all these cool dudes, Michael, that have fucking donated tons of cash. Fucking John Stanford, powerful John Stanford, Garrett E. Lowe,
Memorial
Stanford.
Studio.
Stephen Hillman,
Well,
Magnus Svensson, Christian Mandarin.
Jon Stanford and Garrett both have fucking Titans now. So
Yeah.
they should be happy.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. This is good. Okay, so we'll put a link in the show notes. We'll probably be talking about this more over the next till 2022 when it's drawn. But I think that's that's a powerful charity to get behind. And with the prize pool like that, you'd be crazy not to throw a few dollars in. Like just obviously the charity thing is worth it just on its own. We've talked about this. So we've been talking about this since you ran the first one.
It's for a great cause.
I mean,
which was like fucking 2015 or something.
Yeah, it's a long time ago now.
So the current goal is 50k, and you're at 43k. So that's pretty good. 43,700.
So we'll have people donated anyway, even though I said we're gonna kind of postpone the charity, but people will still be donating. So
yeah, that's amazing, man. So yeah, links in the show notes. Go and have a look at that. If you're not familiar with the story, we've talked to Freddie a few times, and he's told us all the details. But you can read the story there. It's on the page. The link will take you straight there. And then if you want to donate, you can. And there's a thing you've got to do though, right? Is it for every 30? Is it still $35 for every 35?
Yeah, $35 gets you a ticket for the charity, and then so every increments of 35. So if you want 2 tickets, 17, doesn't really matter which way. And I get notification from the Parental Project every time I get a donation, and that gets added onto the raffle number. So let's say you are the one that 145 person that donated, you will have ticket number 145. Yeah. And then at Scandus we do a random number generator, and we do a draw.
Yeah. And so you don't have to email you anymore? You used to have to email you with the details? It's always better to email me. Okay. But normally when you donate, you have to put in your address. Yeah. But if you don't feel comfortable about that, just email me the number of it. Yes. Okay, so you can email him, email Freddie about it. So yeah, fucking sweet. That's going to be a powerful draw, and chance of just winning. It'd be awesome. All those books. You said something about Warlord before.
Yeah, Warlord Titan. As always, we always do a Warlord now. Since we started off, I remember delivering it personally at the Adepticon after the first raffle. Then the prize was only a Warlord Titan. Now it's been a full 28 mil maniple that we raffled away. We raffled off 3 night houses. Yeah. That was a few years back. Yeah, and then the guy that showed up at the event never played Heresy, bought the last raffle ticket, and the fucking random number generator came out the last number. And he was like, okay, I guess I have to start playing Heresy now.
Yeah, that's right. You've run out of reasons not to.
One of us, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, and I know I've sent off stuff to Australia, because the postage fucking bill after the raffles are usually pretty high.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I think who won? Was it Nicholas won one of our comps, and it was a black book, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's gonna cost $80 a post to him or something. And then but Freddie was here, so it's just give this to Nicholas. He's like, I don't know when I'll see him. I'm like, yeah, you're in the same country. You're both from Sweden.
It's closer than we are.
Yeah.
Well, it took a year to give it to him, so yeah. So, well, he lives in the UK, so kind of hard to give it to him. Because he moved there.
Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Was it Nicholas or was it?
Yeah, it was Nicholas Murke.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Oh well. Whatever. All Swedish. It's Swedish mafia, man. Hand it on. That's how it works.
Yeah. Exactly. Awesome. And I posted a few Titans to Canada and to America. So.
Yeah.
And I remember Magnus, if you remember Magnus from the podcast. Yep. He has hand-delivered Titans to the US as well. I think Garrett's Reaver got hand-delivered that way.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Imagine just chucking a Warlord.
I guess it'd be $50 extra to go there than it would be to post it.
No, it's always a bit sketchy with posting it because you know how postal persons handles packing.
Yeah.
So you have a pro painted Titan and you put it in a box and send it, and they're like,
Can you put whatever you know those dog cages where you can send a dog somewhere? Can you just put whatever you want in there? Could you just wrap a Titan in just a foot of bubble wrap and send it as a dog or a cat? Surely, right?
Well, then they probably go through quarantine and get lost there.
Oh yeah. Who knows? We tried to give your dog a fucking COVID vaccination and just broke a needle off in the panel. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. All right. Well, I think that's everything. Is there anything else? What else do you want to shout out?
Well, I can talk about on ours. Like next year, we're going to start off our event series as normal because hopefully, like everyone is vaccinated here almost now. So
Yeah.
And travel is open now.
That's awesome.
We had Eric the Dane here this week, so
Nice.
everything is slowly going back to normal. Not for you guys, but for us at least.
Yeah. Hey, we're fine in Brisbane. We know how to wash our hands.
We don't lick railings.
It's those fucking southern states that are just.
And then they come up
Not,
here and
not
lick
to
our
lick
railings.
windows in public spaces.
They try
Yeah.
and sneak into Brisbane with their unwashed hands and shit. Yeah. But did he have to like show his vaccination card and shit at the border or anything? Like what are they doing over there?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I think it's only if you travel to certain countries.
Oh, okay.
I think in Scandinavia you don't have to. Like I have a vaccination pass thingy you can pick up, but I think that's more for going to the US.
Yeah.
God knows when you guys are going to open your border. But yeah, but all flights are back kind of same. It's a normal now, like because I got my flight for Vegas, so
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice. That'll be good.
it shouldn't be like any issues or dramas. I think. Hopefully not by next year, but we're planning to run the entire event series like with all the with the Cult of Paint guys and do painting courses, and we're going to try and combine so you can actually do a painting course and go to an event. So you get the max for the international travels because we
Yeah.
have a lot of people come from UK, France. Like for Scandis this year, we have people from Denmark, Finland, Norway, Germany, France, the UK. So it's kind of like the event is really growing. And I think people go there, they spread the good word, and
Yeah.
COVID. Like I think we could have sold out even quicker if it wasn't for COVID, because people are like, oh, can we travel? We're not travel.
Yeah. Takes them 2 days.
And we even
to
pull
ask
up
the
like a mini Scandis where we had last year. We had that online stuff where the Danes played. Like we had a double planet system going, and we combined our narrative points.
Oh, right.
And then we had like the Danes doing special mission on Raltac in the Varangian Heresy solar system.
Yeah.
and we were on Scandis, and we kind of like moved, and we could send resources and ships over and stuff, and and you could watch it all through a browser online and see everyone moving and stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
Fucking
you can sit home with a popcorn and watch the war unfold.
Yeah. When
Good
I've
afternoon.
listened to Nicholas on Don't Lose Your Head podcast, shout out to those guys. And
Yeah.
the way he describes it, like, sounds fucking awesome. It's just like, and then I just moved my whole Land Raider swarm into transit, and then I had a 20-minute break while I traveled to the next table, so they just like had a burger, and then just like threw all my Land Raiders down and ambushed some guy on another table, and then just like drove across that table, moved off the table, and I was like, I lost a bit of shit, so I needed to like regen for an hour and a half, so just like took another break, had another burger, took a shit, came back, moved my shit onto another table, like just doing encirclement moves and Ostfront style shit. Yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then you can have easy to pick up beers and stuff.
Yeah. It sounds good, man. Like, we've got to get over there at some point. We'll have to get one of those. The problem is those
Stars
flights
have got to
were so
align.
cheap,
Yeah.
and like fucking, they're never going to be that cheap again, right? 'Cause
No,
of
it's
COVID.
only going to be. I don't know. If
Unless there's all these empty planes going back.
That's
we
what I
need to
think.
we need to lure lots of Swedes here for some reason, so that there's
Yeah.
empty planes going back to Sweden, and then we get cheap flights
that's the
to
problem,
Sweden.
isn't it? It's either going to go one or two ways. Travel will be super prohibitively expensive now, or it's just going to be, we need people to fly, and let's make it super fucking cheap.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you guys just need to get over this Corona thing and stop having lockdowns and actually open up your borders.
Yeah.
Then that's step one. Then the next will probably sort itself out.
Yeah, we'll
So
all
you
get
guys
vaccinated over
You
here.
can
Like,
always go to Sweden.
yeah, the problem is that, like, over here, they were just like, oh, hey, we've shut down the borders and there's no COVID, so we don't need to worry about it. And then people are like, and then,
shit,
like,
we
and then
should get
as soon as the
done.
Delta strain came, everyone's like, oh, why the fuck were we doing it? Vaccinations earlier? Why the fuck were we doing this? And you're like, because there was no COVID here.
Yeah.
We were taking it easy and letting the rest of the world have the vaccinations and shit, like,
Idiots made
fuck
some
it. We didn't
shit
have any
decisions.
COVID, yeah. But then, like, New South Wales just shit the bed, and now it's this Delta thing's everywhere. So, whatever, we'll sort it out. Like, it's just one of those things where we're gonna vaccinate everyone in the whole fucking country, and what Australia's like, just like, oh shit, can't go fucking go down to fucking.
Gotta buy
go to
Winnie
doctors.
Blues, not get vaccinated, not get 5G in me.
Yeah. I ain't getting 5G.
I'll fucking pump cancer
God.
sticks into me, but I won't fucking get a fucking thing that'll save my life.
I don't know. They just make it mandatory or some shit that people get vaccinated for the measles. Yeah.
Yeah, if I go to the doctors to get the shot, they're just going to tell me to stay off the piss. So fucking
exactly.
no, I can't. Yeah, that's what it'll be like.
Fucking hell. Oh well, we'll
Awesome.
see what happens.
Yeah. Well, thanks for answering our call. I was
We miss
sitting
you,
here.
Freddie.
Right?
We miss you.
Yeah, we missed you guys. Like, I mean, it's 2018 was the last time we were in. Like, we went to Adepticon.
Yeah, we were drinking piss together.
Yeah, that first night when everyone
They
just
were the
got
days of
fucking
high
annihilated.
adventure.
Yeah. Those were good days. Because do you remember, like, the first night that we were there, there was literally, like, the first 3-hour bit where everyone was sort of coming in and everyone's like, yeah, and, like, everyone's, like, catching up and shit. And then there's the next, like, 6 hours where it just was, like, people walking around just literally swigging out of bottles and then just, like, it's Michael and I guess, I'm pretty sure we were pretty shitters. But imagine doing that, like, COVID people, they'd just fucking be terrified of that shit. I must have drunk, like, I swagged from, like, took swigs from, like, 2 or 3
People were
different,
just
like,
giving me
random
bottles with no labels.
Yeah,
And
there
I'm
was
like, what's this? And they're saying, you like it. I'm like, whatever, it could be paint thinner.
Yeah, remember like JP from Edge of Darkness had that like the whiskey with the what's that shit that comes out trees?
Sun and Comfort.
No, it was some
Didn't you walk around with sun?
no, what's
some
that tree sap
shit?
shit? That's syrup called maple syrup.
Yeah.
Maple.
Yeah, that maple syrup shit. We were just swinging that out of bottles.
That's right. Yeah. It was like,
and then somebody had this bottle, and it had been in a cooler, and the label had just washed off. So it was just like an unmarked bottle, and he's just walking around going, "Hey, you want some?" We're like, "Yeah, fuck. What is this cunt?" And he's just like, "Oh yeah, it's some apple fucking something or other or some bullshit."
yeah.
Yeah,
They were
good
the
times.
days.
Yeah, but like, fucking imagine doing that now with COVID. You'd have to. Everyone would have to. I don't know. People lose their minds.
I'm down for it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll sanitize on the inside as well as on the outside.
That's right.
Yeah,
Alcohol
that's
will
true.
kill it all.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks for answering the call, man. Like, it was good to talk to you.
right.
And we've been trying to sort of catch up to ask you about all of this stuff as well, because we wanted to hear it straight from you. And the listeners love hearing you as well, so every time you're on, they're like, we need more Freddie on the show. We love hearing Freddie.
That's all right. But it's because I'm better on other people's shows than on my own.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So if you want to see a less good version of Freddie, go to
Exactly. Lesser,
Rankin.
more drunk in the basement, Freddy, than listen to the Rankin Heresy.
Yeah. No, I like those. Those Rankin episodes are good because you can tell everyone's just like, okay. You can tell right before you've started recording. Right before you start recording, you can tell. Like, this is what I'm gonna try and guess what happened right before you started recording. Either you or someone else goes, okay, everyone get as many drinks as you can, and just like have them sitting next to you, and then everyone goes, okay, and then like, Freddie, how many beers you got? Oh, about 18. How many drinks have you got, Magnus? Oh, fucking 12, fucking
Just
whatever.
enough, just
like,
enough.
What about you? I don't know if Krill drinks. And then
Well, I don't know. He doesn't edit either, so.
yeah, or Jody, and you can tell, Jody's got a couple of boozes or something, and then you basically just like talk, and you can tell like and it's just like, it's like being at a party where everyone's just slowly getting drunker and drunker and starts yelling and stuff at some
And
bits.
then there's
It's
a
good.
fight.
Yeah, I like. That's why I love listening to it. It's good. Rankin Heresy. I'll put a link in the show notes to that as well. If you're not listening to it, you've missed out on like fucking last 5 years of Swedish Heresy, which is like some of the best heresy in the world,
probably.
I think.
It's been kind of on the download during Corona. Everyone has been like all over the place, but.
Yeah.
But we're getting back into it. We now actually got a proper editor, so we're gonna start going in, and we have like sat down and done like a kind of a plan with Mr. Henry Steele and shit. So we're gonna try and pump out some more quality content instead of just drunk ramblings.
No, it's
More
good,
back to old school.
Yeah.
Especially
No, it's
now
always
when
good
it's
shit.
almost like a sanitary. No, sanitary is not a 10 years anniversary of the heresy. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, next year it'll be, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Book one was
Yeah,
2012.
so that's why we're thinking about the whole raffle thingy and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking madness.
Oh.
Hey, make sure you get, if you're going to start going old school again, Spence, make sure you get Spence on, because one of my favorite episodes is the one where you and him do, like, a Solar Ox review.
Oh, the Solar Ox review.
Funny
I remember
shit.
that.
Holy fuck. That was a good
That's
one.
good times.
Yeah, make sure you hit him up. He finishes his fucking thesis thing in September. I think he has it in end of September.
Dr.
then
Spence.
Yeah, and then hopefully he'll be a doctor or whatever, like fucking mad
Yeah,
scientist.
and then we can introduce him like, here's the mad scientist. He knows all about.
And then he won't have any excuse.
Not post-human.
Yeah, he won't have any excuse not to do podcast then as well. So boom, fucking just hit him up after September. All right, awesome. Thanks, Freddie.
All right, thank you.
Anything else you want to say to Freddie before we go, Michael?
We love you and we miss you, Freddie.
I love you guys too. Well, we'll catch up soon, all right?
All right, see you, dude.
Man. See ya.
All right, bye-bye.
See you, mate.
Fully Painted is for closers. Fly Waters podcast contains Elroot banter.
Never back down, never give in. Just let the fucking mountain know that something. Never back down, never give in. Just let the fucking mountain know that.
Welcome to the IFRS podcast, coming to you from beautiful Queensland in Australia. This is episode 187. My name is Tim. I'm in the house. Michael is here.
Hello, everybody.
It's kind of weird having another person actually in the room.
We're back in the saddle. Lockdown's finished, our last one.
We've just been doing everything over the internet, like.
The mastery, the magic, the majesty of the interwebs.
The majesty of Discord as a recording tool.
It's good to be finally back in the Garrett Elo Memorial Studio.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like, we didn't put out an episode in July. I was busy, helping my mum move house and like and preparing, like making terrain and getting this event ready for my birthday and stuff like that. So yeah, it was no IFRS like heresy centric episode. I think we put out maybe a couple of other episodes.
I think you did an engine kill and a couple of fast shots.
Might have been a fast shot. Oh, that might have been this month. But in any case, we're back in the saddle now. We're going to start smashing out some more content, especially Necromunda. We've got tons of Necromunda content to get through. The last
all the houses are out now.
Yeah, like we were basically when they would bring out a book, like a house book. We would then only just catching up to the book before it, but they've just brought out Delac, and we still haven't done the Cawdor or Van Saar yet. So we've got 3 fucking books to go through. Each one of those needs a gangbang because they go for a while, and then we've got fast shots to do on like I don't know. At least I think I've got a list of like 10 different fast shots lined up. So. Lots of content there. Engine kill as well. Just got to organize people, get them in the room because, like, I'm still a bit of a fucking engine kill noob. Obviously, you know a bit more about engine killing than me. You've probably played. You're like, would you say you're a veteran? Would you say you're like, you know what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing. Definitely not a veteran.
You can play a game against someone from Sydney and not have your pants pulled down?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Last time I played against the Sydney scene, I got rickety wrecked.
Oh, you're creamed? Even with your fucking targeting us, hunting aspects?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's one of those games where it's very... you can have the best army ever, but if you don't know how to use it, like, if you don't know the basic concepts and that sort of thing...
If you come up against an Owen Rommel...
Yeah, that's right.
Unless you're a Monty.
That's right, yeah, you got to know what you're doing. Yeah. It's very strategic.
I was watching The Sims. We've started watching, like, the... my daughter, who's 6 now, is, like really likes The Simpsons now. She's like, she calls it, like, the show with the weird yellow people.
My kids, I think I told you my kids love it as well.
Yeah. And we watched the episode the other day where Homer gets hair. Remember, he gets that hair tonic?
Yes.
And then he grows his hair, and then he gets put into the junior executive program.
Yeah.
There's that bit where he goes into the they give him the keys to the executive's bathroom. You know, it's like this huge fucking mega thing. There's like like birds with like Mr. Burns style heads, and shit flapping around and stuff. And he's just like standing there, and then like Mr. Burns comes out of one of the toilet things, and he like washes his hands, and he goes, "Yeah, Simpson. Yes, last night on HBO, I caught a documentary on Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox. Now there's a man who knew how to get things done." And like Homer's just like, "Yes, sir, Mr. Burns." Like, what the fuck? Fucking crazy.
It's
like
so
Rommel reference. Yeah.
It's so funny. Like I like watching the Simpsons with the kids. Like all of a sudden we'll be laughing. Like at something like that, Alistair will laugh and I'll be laughing and I'll be like, he can't possibly be laughing at that for the same reason I'm laughing at that. Yeah. And I sort of say to him, hey, what's so funny about that? And he'll go, oh, because Mr. Burns was in the toilet. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, he doesn't know about
There's
the
been
Desert
there's been a few things like that.
he doesn't know about El Alamein.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ratchet to Brook.
Yeah, exactly. So we started the show. You probably heard the start of the show. That was us calling Freddie. Wanted to catch up with him. No better way to start a Horus Heresy show than calling Freddie the Swede. One of the first. He's
I hope it
one of
didn't
the first.
weird you out.
Everyone, the audience.
Yeah, because I would have been like, this a cold.
What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
What is this random conversation?
That's all right.
What's Freddie doing?
It's great to talk to him
Is he
again.
making food? What's he running a tap? What the fuck's doing that? Freddie's an awesome dude. Like, we've known him for years. Like, he's sat in that chair where you're sitting right now. He came all the way to Australia from Sweden and sat in that chair right there.
I'm sad I missed him.
Assembled some fucking cars and shit. Weren't you
I thought it was overseas.
Yeah. Awesome dude, and he's one of the first people who wrote into the show and stuff. So if you go back to the early episodes, you can hear the very first contact with Freddie the Swede, which anyone would have heard outside of, I don't know, Freddie's friends, I guess, is him writing into the show and going like, "Hey cunts, what's going on? I used to be from Australia."
Yeah.
In his crazy Swede voice. Well, obviously it was an email, but then we had him on show, and then he's
we met him.
Run his own show. It's awesome. Yeah. Met him a couple of times.
Yeah.
Oh, I've met him a couple of times. How many times have you met him? Just once.
Just once, but
yes.
we used to do the same job, so we probably walked past each other and never knew it.
Ah, true. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Well, still met him twice.
Yeah, you win.
You've got a photo with him there.
Yeah,
I don't have any photos with him. I don't have selfies with
photos
him.
or it didn't happen.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, this show we're going to talk about, just catch up on a bunch of stuff because we haven't recorded for so long. We've actually been in lockdown here in Brisbane because some dirty southerner who couldn't wash their hands
licked all our railings,
snuck into the step. Is that's the guy who flew to Ballina and then
I think so. Just drove
here knowing that he had COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So some guy did that. So we had a lockdown. So even though Michael was. We don't live that far apart. We weren't allowed to go to each other's houses and record.
Yeah,
and also we're pretty busy as well.
That's true because we're getting ready for your event.
Yeah. So it happened the week after. Yeah. So lead up to my event, we were all like, "Holy shit! What are they going to lock down? Are they going to lock down? Maybe it won't run at all."
And then it was all the interstaters couldn't come.
Every single interstate, slowly, every single interstate just was basically no, you can't go. If you go, you can't come back and shit like that. So it was just Brisbane people. And then literally the next weekend was the start of all the rolling lockdowns, and that went for a little while.
Super lucky.
But yeah, that was good. So we'll talk about that a bit later. We've got a whole bunch of things to talk about. We've got a few emails and things like that. We've also got some host questions and also just a new segment.
A new segment.
It's called Unsolicited Answers to Reddit Questions.
Okay,
So
I like
fun.
this.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. I'm a casual Reddit observer.
Yeah. We're going to talk casual Redditor. Oh, Reddit. You meant to say Redditor.
That's what they call I'm not into it. That's how little I'm into it.
Yeah. You're all over 4chan there, and what is it?
Total fucking
QAnon and shit like that. Just kidding. Satire, as you. So we're gonna do some host questions. We're gonna talk about the TC40 event, which is my birthday event, which no one was able to come to except for Queensland people. But fucking awesome. Just rip everyone else in that country who wasn't able to come. So fucking bullshit.
Top weekend.
But first we're going to talk about what we have been doing.
Fuck.
All sorts of shit.
Alright. Where should we start? You start.
Let's talk about number one. Let's talk about how Games Workshop told everyone that they can't use their pictures of their shit in their videos anymore. We don't make videos. We specifically, when we're naming the podcast, we named it the Eye of Horus because that's a non-Games Workshop related thing. Because I was always just like, oh yeah, they'll fucking sue us.
They'll come one day. They'll come for us one day.
They want a part of the Eye of Horus podcasting network empire. Imagine if they took 1/3 of my garage or something, right? Garrett V. Low Memorial Garage and Memorial Recording Studio and Garage, something like that. The video thing, whatever. There's lots of people who just use Games Workshop art on the YouTube videos and then just sit there and read books. There's a couple of, big channels in YouTube that apparently do that. They'll just be like, let's find out about the Battle Wars. Here's my 3-hour thing on the Battle Wars. And they just literally read the whole thing. Like, I'm always conscious when we start reading too much of the books. Like,
we're allowed to talk about the books.
But what happens if we read like a paragraph from a book? Are they going to get pissed about that?
Fair use? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
is it
true.
fair use?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
These days.
the thing that really upset people was sort of there's a lot of artists who are just like, oh shit, like can I draw like a picture of someone's painted model now?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I know there's that video that we watched of that. What was his name? Onirion or whatever?
Yes, yeah. He was totally devastated.
Yeah, so he's a
awesome artist.
Spain or Italy or somewhere weird guy. And he was like really, I really felt for him because he's been making money on the side. If you're in fucking Spain, the youth unemployment in Spain is something like 80%.
Wow.
So if you can make money by drawing pictures of people's models and helping them make like hot shit, like Oz 30K, this is the artist who, he's drawn pictures of us. He's drawn a picture of me as like a Crocodile Dundee style character.
Yeah, me as like the bounty hunter guy.
Yeah. I've got another picture that he drew of me as it's like my face, but with like facial hair and shit to look like Grindelman, my rogue trader, Hugo Grindelman. So he's a really fucking great artist, so he's been doing that stuff, which is just fucking like
just drawing pictures,
but he's worried about being like getting in trouble from them over that. So I mean,
that's the thing. He's not exactly. He's inspired by their IP.
Yeah,
he's not ripping off their IP.
Fucking we all are, right?
Yeah.
Like the reason we do this podcast is because we want to. It's not a tribute to Games Workshop. It's like, what are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing? We're trying to what we've always tried to do is try and build the scene and build the community. The community...
Yeah, we're sharing our passion for this hobby with everybody.
Yeah, the community isn't just fucking the company that you buy your shit from and how much fucking shit you've bought from that company.
Yeah.
The community is like pictures of your painted shit, pictures of your models and your games and your things that you're playing. Like, we've always tried to inspire people to play games, play fully painted games, because once you play a fully painted game, you fucking won't go back. Increase your hobby skills. That's why I'm always harassing Michael about what fucking new painting techniques and shit he's done, because by us telling you what we've done, it helps you, hopefully. I mean, there's a lot of fucking hobby cunts who are way better than us. Dom Santilli must listen to this and go, oh, these fucking
amateurs,
fucking peasants. Just the craziness of imagining that is fucking hilarious. Hopefully we've helped people sort of get inspired and get pumped for the shit and do the same thing. And to do that, we're talking about fucking heresy shit. And sometimes we might read some passages. We definitely read out rules and things like that. Is that okay? Like, they haven't said anything about that. Is that going to be the next thing? Are they going to fucking come for us? They're going to come for the fucking Garrett V. Lowe Memorial Studio and Garage?
I don't know. I'd like to know.
I only just tidied this place up. I can't imagine if I couldn't use a third of this or something. I'd have to move.
If they were just claiming rent or whatever.
Yeah. Fucking Jesus Christ. So, there's all this shit about boycotts and shit. I immediately forgot about the boycott and ordered a bunch of Delac stuff when the Delac stuff came out because I didn't want to miss out on the Delac stuff. So,
it was doomed from the start. They're too big to fail.
I haven't gone to their plastics mail order site and bought something for probably 3 or 4 years. Usually Anna will go, what do you want for your birthday or Christmas? And I'll go, this latest thing from Games Workshop, and then she buys it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, just as soon as this boycott came out, I'm like, yeah, cool, boycott, sounds good. And immediately went to their site and was like, gotta buy all this Delac shit. I need those cards. These cards are going to sell out. I need these models. These models are going to sell out. Whatever. If you're going to do a boycott, whatever, fucking, that's your own fucking thing. It's your own business, whatever you want to do. But I think it's definitely worth mentioning. I think they've been way heavy-handed with doing that.
I think so. Yeah.
I've got to say though that the thing that sparked it all was the fucking text-to-speech YouTube shit, which fucking I don't think I've ever seen, or I might have seen it and been like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just some I think it's a channel where they do like really like I don't want to say hack, but I want to say like if you're into mainstream 40k and all the memes around that shit, you'll probably like it.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I wasn't tracking really
Yeah, we
what
wouldn't
it
know
was
what the fuck
either.
it is. But apparently this guy just basically was like, yeah, I'm shutting down my channel, and then that made everyone go insane and start this boycott thing. But then it turns out like Games Workshop didn't even send him an email or anything.
Yeah,
he just said he was shutting it down just in case. So I mean, I don't think they've actually taken anyone down, but there is a lot of people who've been really upset by the sort of heavy-handedness of that.
And
sort
that's
of
the thing. That
miss of
video
their
you
Sonata
talked
whatever.
about really brought it home for me. I think I even made it. I don't usually like get too worked up about shit.
I don't usually
But
cry
actually-
while watching an Instagram video.
Yeah, but when I do, I cry and then I type about it. And
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
actually said like, hey, I really feel for people in his position because for him, it's and lots of people, that sort of stuff is a creative outlet, and that's how they engage with the community. And if you take, and especially in this time, if you take that off people, and that's like their big outlet to the community and how they get their self-esteem, their sense of belonging, and all of that, you're damaging them way more than. I don't know if they even thought about that, but it's a second-order effect that it's really going to affect some people. I mean,
and I mean, they're still trying to grow the community. If they want people to give a fuck about Age of Shipma, they need to allow people like people do for every person who does like a Stormcast Eternal portrait or some shit like that. That's helping them grow their shit.
Yeah.
Every time like someone has a really awesome model that they really love, and then they get an artist to do a picture of it, and they hang that fucking original art piece on their wall or whatever. That's fucking helping them sell their shit. Like. You're not going to hang a picture of a product on your wall that you're not buying, and that you're not like. It'd be like me hanging a picture of a fucking Ford car on my wall.
Yep.
Why would I hang? I would fucking hang that unless I was really into Ford. So it's like brand. What's it called?
I feel
brand fuckery. Brand science. I'm not like a brand scientist. But you would think that would like fan art and shit like that. Think about D&D, man. Like, imagine if D&D did that. You go into the D&D hashtag on Instagram, and it's all fan art. There's like trillions of shit. Like 40k D&D like fucking blows that shit out of the water in terms of fan art. If Wizards of the Coast, I can't imagine them ever doing that. Being like, you're not allowed to draw a fucking picture of a dragonborn, or you
do not draw Drizzt, or we will litigate.
Oh, I just got an email from the estate of.
Oh, here's your C&D for
R.A.
that.
Salvatore.
Drizzt Cadbury hentai.
Cadbury hentai, yeah. Guinevere. Slash.
You know what? When you said that, I just had the exact picture. I would. I just figured out immediately how that would work.
Anyway, it's worth mentioning. Yeah, it's worth mentioning that because that's kind of a bummer as well. Like, although it doesn't affect us at the moment. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's
what
the
if
future.
they decide that they don't want people to ever spoil rules? For example, what's the difference? What's the difference between me drawing a Space Marine picture and putting it on my Instagram, and me going on a podcast and saying, "Here are the stats for Space Marines"?
Yeah.
Like, aren't you giving away something for free in both of those cases?
I feel like they've really betrayed the community with this one. I mean, 2 points. I wonder how many people have been inspired by stuff people have made, fan art, rules reviews, like listening to 3 hours about the Badab World, like your example. How crunk would you be to start a fucking Badab army after you listen to that and you're like, dude, it's the fucking greatest.
And you'd have another tab open and you'd be looking up fucking marks of armor and shit.
Yeah, how do I get this?
What's the color scheme for the fucking Carcharodons?
Yeah, exactly. How much of that has perpetuated and like grown the community, and then to be real about it, actually produce sales from them.
Yeah.
People that have got exposed to it and inspired. Because, to be frank, the previous to the last, maybe 2-3 years, their community engagement has been absolutely atrocious. It was fucking
Forge World used to be the best part.
And it feels
Forge World was the only part that told you anything, showed you greens, showed you fucking shit that was upcoming, had a thing every single Friday. Remember, like, for Heresy Fridays?
Yeah.
Then they'd have a fucking drop, the Heresy blog, and they had all that shit.
Yeah.
And then somehow it all got twisted around. Forge World no longer does any of that shit, and now it's all this fucking Warhammer community bullshit.
And it feels like a betrayal of the communities. Like, all the communities out there, like the guys who love Age of Sigmar, they've got all their strong communities. We've got a strong 30k community, and it feels like now they've come in and just gone, oh, we're taking a community communities now.
Yeah.
We're going to corporatize it all. Like, it all belongs. You've generated these communities and everything. Now we
Yeah.
automatically have ownership of that just because. Like, yeah, it is your IP, but like,
Don't want anyone competing with Warhammer Plus, man. And you
yeah,
streaming
well,
service.
exactly. And I don't know how that's going to go, but yeah, it feels like, yeah, we're going to take all this stuff that the community's generated and try and make it ours, which I don't necessarily agree with. They've done nothing, and really, like I
Yeah.
said, previous to they haven't done much for the community at all.
No, and it's it's a different company as well. Like, if you say that to someone who works at Games Workshop, like, I know I talk to a few people who work there every now and then. They'll tell you, like, oh, we have to, we have to protect our IP. And that's just what
I
they
get
say.
that.
And you're like, okay, cool, yeah. So you can get it from both perspectives. Like, there's the business thing where they have to make money.
I get
And
that.
then there's the other thing,
Yeah.
they've got to protect their IP and all this other shit. But surely, like, think about all the companies that
There's
don't give a fuck if you do. They would
massive-
love to have the
yeah.
fucking sort of fans that Games Workshop have. And imagine, like, like Marvel movies, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Star Wars. Let's take Star Wars as the franchise. Everyone just shits on Star Wars non-fucking stop. There's a fucking insanely rabid fan base for Games Workshop shit. They would like imagine if Star Wars or Disney would love to have the same fucking fanatical fan base that like Games Workshop has, and then they just like go, oh well, fuck them. Like, it's just fucking weird. Anyway, all right, we've talked about that.
Yeah, I think we'll just put that to bed. But
so here's some related shit. I've been working on some BattleTech stuff. I've been working on some Bolt Action stuff.
Oh,
And I've been working on some Turnup 28 shit. So none of that shit's Games Workshop.
some what? 28 stuff?
Turnup 28. Do you know what Turnup 28
No.
is? Okay.
Explain this.
No.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
Well, that's a rabbit hole you have to go down. On
Okay,
Instagram.
I'll look it up.
Go to hashtag Turnup28. It uses like it's like a unique setting, super grim setting, Napoleonic style.
Is it like what's that fucking French animal game that Flintlock?
Flintlock? No, it's not like Flintlock. No, it's like what's the best way to explain it? Like, imagine like super gnarly grim-industrial shit, but with so imagine if the Napoleonic Wars just went at that same tech level for about the next 200 or 300 years.
Oh fuck, that's grim.
And also a giant root, like these giant like rooty plant animals, like took control of people psychopathically as well.
Holy shit. Okay, I'm in.
Psychically as well, yeah.
I'm in. Alright, I'm gonna check that out tonight.
So it's like some fucking weird grim shit, yeah. That's some
weird
good
and
shit.
grim.
Bold Action as well. Like, we've been playing a bunch of company heroes, so I had to go and get some Hanamags and some stuff like that. Want to give that a go. BattleTech wise, we've been printing. I think some of the first shit you started printing on your 3D printer was BattleTech stuff.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So we've got enough models to play some BattleTech games, and I also finished a bunch of terrain for my van, which is BattleTech friendly as well. So we can look out for some BattleTech coming, and I don't want to like give away too much, but we may have one of the coolest dudes. We've stayed at his house over in America.
Shuttle his guns. Fucking hung out at his house. He took us to all the best restaurants in fucking Indiana. We won't give away who it is, but we might have that guy on. We might do a whole show. Yeah.
About BattleTech. Maybe we'll do more. I don't know.
Who knows? We'll see how
Maybe
it goes.
he's keen.
He's
We'll
keen.
see.
We're keen.
He's a good dude. We love this guy. We'll, look out for something coming soon. With that, we just got to organize the time to do it. I wanted to get an IFRS episode out first before we did it. But I don't want to say that we're not doing Heresy. At the moment, we're sort of in a lull. We played Heresy.
We're waiting for the new edition.
Yeah, we're waiting for the new edition. So, I mean, we played the fuck out of it on my birthday. There was tons of 3,000 point games. I played a 3,000 point game on the second day when we were packing up. There's Titanicus. We had BF8, Battlefleet Heresy. We're all about the fucking Heresy life. It's just there's fuck all coming up for it. So it's like hard to do a show entirely about the Heresy when there isn't fucking any shit coming out for the Heresy, right?
And the other side to that too is one of the things that we would cover heaps is all the events that we would go to. And thanks COVID.
Exactly. No events either. So It's just a natural. It's part of the circle of life, like from the Lion King.
Oh, but don't you worry. Come this new release.
Yeah.
Oh, jizz and heresy all over the shop.
Unless it's Ninth Ed.
Unless it's Ninth Ed, yeah.
Unless it's Ninth Ed Rails, in which case, fuck that. Shut the whole thing down. But yeah, I've already got 25,000 points of Mechanicum, so I need to do some.
Like we said, we'll be playing Heresy till we're 90. Even if we've only got the Black Books in Alpha Current, we're happy.
Yeah.
We don't use Psychers, doesn't matter.
But Project Shit Shack is something that I'm working on at the moment. Instagram, Kit Bash Cat. I'm basically just ripping off her building idea, which is pretty easy. If you go to Kit Bash Cat, you'll be able to see her buildings. They're like really grim. So I'm making these buildings to be like, just like.
Is that them?
Yeah. Okay, so here you go. Here you go. I'll pass you this towery boy here. This is like the biggest structure that I've made. So years and years ago, I was at work and someone was just like had bought like 3 sheets of that foam core shit.
Yeah.
And just cut out like one, quarter of each sheet. And then just like threw the other 3 sheets, just like tried to stuff them in the bin. And I was just walking past and like, what are you doing? They're like, I'm trying to stuff the shit in the bin. I'm like, no,
this is fucking useless.
Yeah. So that was like about 6 years ago or something
You
like
are
that.
useless.
Yeah, that was 6 years ago. I just stuffed it in behind those 6x4s and 8x4 boards that are up against the wall behind you. I just stuffed it in there. And then one of my daughter's friends' moms gave me a whole it's up there. In here, like she didn't just finish an architecture degree, and she had a.
So this is what you make all your architectural models out of.
Yeah, a ton of more foam. What's it called?
Foam board, I guess. I forget what it's called. Yeah,
foam core or foam, whatever the fuck it is. It's like polystyrene with 2 bits of cardboard on either side. And a ton of balsa wood as well. So she's just like, oh yeah, I never want to talk about engineering again, or whatever, architecture again. Here, have this huge bag. Like that entire box is full of balsa wood. It must be like $80 of balsa wood. So I'm like, oh, I know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to build a shitty city. So
roofs, shingle roofs.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about it for years. Like I've wanted to do it for fucking years. But finally, this Kit Bash Cat on Instagram, she made some like about 3 or 4 buildings. And I was like, oh, perfect. Because like Instagram for me is I like scroll through and look for ideas. And when someone like, especially like something like the hashtag Black Shih Tzu or something like that, you'll see a conversion and you'll be like, oh, that conversion's fucking amazing. But they've just done it on one just bespoke model. And I say this every time, I'm just going to say it again. They've just done it on one bespoke model, but then you go, oh, fuck, I could do a whole unit of that. Like, or spam out that particular conversion, like the way they've done this or mounted this or done that, whatever the fuck. So she's done these buildings. She's only done 3 of them. I'm doing like a fuckload. Like I've got...
Yeah, you got a lot up there already.
I'm going to make about 20 of them. So I've made the basic frame out of foam core. I've sliced them all up. I've done some really basic sort of measurements there. I've just used a ruler. This has got like a grid on it, but that's just so I could position some windows because this is a bigger building. But
yeah,
most of them are super shitty. I haven't thought too much about don't think too much about the angles. Just like I've tried to make the slope of the roofs all different angles and sizes and shit. I've tried to make sure that like when you look at like a whole bunch of buildings and they're all like 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters and you can tell they're all like uniform, the same thing. I've tried to do them anywhere between 7.5 and 12.5. So they're all different dimensions and shit, just to slightly vary them, slightly vary the pitch of the roofs, because I want it to look ramshackle, because I wanted to be able to use it for Turn Up 28. I want to be able to use it as like Empire buildings in Fantasy, or the Old World whenever that comes out. In the meantime, like Fantasy, and also possibly Bold Action as well. Some like Eastern European buildings or whatever, or some place where they've got some ramshackle buildings and you can just like drive amongst them and shoot shit.
Bratislava.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on at the moment.
Nice.
I've just been trying to make like 2 buildings per day, just cut them out. I've got 1 piece of foam board. I think it's called foam board.
Let's call it that.
I've been calling it foam core, whatever the fuck that is. Foam core sounds like a some kind of like a metal.
Yeah. It's soft core, light industrial, proto rock.
But I was sitting there the other day and I suddenly had an idea. So what I'm going to do is base these the same way I base everything, which is cut out a piece of MDF. But then do you know what I realized is if I get a hole saw and drill a hole through the floor, then I have these.
Oh, you can put lights in there.
it's a LED tea light.
Ah.
Boom.
Wow, that's
Now
nice.
there's a fire flickering in there. See?
Okay. All right. I'm gonna check out that Turnip 28 thing,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
that
can
works.
get
So we
behind
could play
this.
like atmospheric fucking dark games
I can get
where it's
beh-
flickering and shit.
Ooh.
Could be Turnip, could be Empire. Just imagine a bunch of Empire guys like defending some shit shacks and stuff like that. So
I'm down. I like it.
but yeah, all the buildings like I always try and then this is just like here's a tip for people who haven't made terrain before. When you're thinking about a table, number one thing is get a mat. Don't start building a table before you get a mat. Once you get the mat, then you can determine what colors you're going to paint everything. And then number two is try and get a mat and then make terrain that you can use with as many different systems as possible. Because
Yep.
it's awesome to have like some fucking. That's the thing with Bolt Action is like it's all French villages. What the fuck else? What the fuck? You can't play Heresy. Well, you can play Heresy on it, I guess. It just looks fucking stupid.
Yeah, and the option is Stalingrad. Just ruined buildings, ruined industry.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess like a whole shitload of like a Berlin 1945 table or something.
Yeah,
could be
just
cool.
frozen tundra.
Yeah, or some frozen. But you want to aim for the most, like what I always try to do is like get a mat. Number one, start with some just like geological shit, just some hills or some rock piles or some fucking swamps or whatever the shit, some forests or whatever that you can just put down and play a fantasy game on, because fantasy uses the least terrain. So once you've got like 4 or 5 things, boom, that's a fantasy table. So once I've done 4 or 5 of these buildings, boom, that's a fantasy table. Next, you want to like think about like what other games do I play, like other games from other systems, not just 40k or fantasy or whatever, and then just try, because geological stuff as well is really good, because you can a lot of that stuff is really easy to use for 6mm tables as well. So, like, if you can do a fantasy table with geological stuff, take all the trees off that are, 'cause trees are easy to tell what the scale of a tree is. Put down just rock piles and things like that. Maybe some other shit, some hills and things. Then you can play some 6mm games like Epic or Titanicus or whatever on it. So that's what you want to try and do. If you want to try and maximize your mat, you want to have like, you also want to have just way more terrain than you would normally play a game with, so you can cycle through shit as well. Because there's nothing worse than just playing on this, like the worst table of all is just like a.
The ones we used to play at my mum's house with a broken electrical fan and a tissue box.
No, I was about to say the worst tables of all are like those like one-piece mega tables, but only for replayability.
Yeah.
Like once you've built one of those, you're not going to be able to play Titanicus on it without just like ruining your immersion. You're not going to be able to play, like, if it's got trenches, you're not going to be able to play fantasy on it because it's got trenches, or whatever. Like, it's going to really date it. Whereas like a mat with a whole bunch of different terrain, where you can play as many on it, you're getting the most money, your money's worth out of that mat as well. So that's that's just some basic shit. I don't know why I got started on that.
I like
Just
it. Words of wisdom.
bonus rant thrown in there. Yeah. So that's Project Shit Shack, the BattleTech thing, the Bolt Action thing, Turnip 28. I'm doing some cavalry guys for Turnip 28, so I've got some Perry shit somewhere. I've got a whole box of Perry models. Shout out to the Perry brothers. Powerful Perry brothers.
Nice.
Perry twins. Oh, here you go.
Yeah, I'm looking. So have you made any, or you just got the sprues?
No, I've just got the sprues at the moment. French Napoleonic heavy cavalry.
Cool.
So
I do like these models.
Going to become super grim industrial with like tailless saucers and just grim shit.
So
Lots
has
of
the
pigments
technology
and-
advanced ever
No,
so slightly?
no.
It's still
Yeah, it's just like super grim Napoleonic shit.
shit. Okay.
Just lines of dudes. Like the thing, it's based around like the aesthetic of like those turnip-faced helmets. You know, like a pointy, like fucking bassinet helmet or whatever. the fuck
Yeah.
they're called. That's like the basic aesthetic, and everyone basically wears those. So imagine Napoleonic dudes with like muskets or rifles or whatever, but they're also wearing like a fucking plate mail, like like a plate mail chest and like one of those turnipy helms.
Ooh, like a plague doctor.
But also they might be covered in fungus or have some sort of like fucking moss growing all over them or some shit like that, and they're super rusty and shitty. So it's just like a super grim industrial Napoleonic setting.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's got its own rule set and everything.
I'll check it out.
This fucking guy's going crazy. There's a Patreon for it as well. At some point I want to get the local Brisbane scene. There's actually like I think there's like, we're in this chat, the Brisbane Turnip chat, and there's already 3 people with armies, like full armies to play. So we're just waiting.
Are they people that you know through other games, or just 2 new
like
random
Andrew,
people?
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking 7 foot tall Andrew.
Yeah.
and Steve from Necromunda.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and another dude who I don't think I've met yet. But yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, there's a decent scene going for that. So look out for pictures on Instagram. I'm gonna, as soon as we've got we can get like the Nick's Grotto over there at the library. Gonna get some fucking games going. I'm gonna get some pictures and shit.
Nice.
And I'm gonna bring some terrain and stuff. But I'm working on these buildings. Hopefully, like
Yeah, they're looking good.
we'll get some. Next thing I'm gonna do is put the roofs on, and then they'll get like spac filler all over the sides.
Yep.
And then a little like then I'll put the tiles on the roof, spray all that, spray the walls, weather the walls so they look mega shitty, and then I've got tons of balsa. So then I'll get balsa and make shutters and shit to go inside the windows. And some of them will just be like dank holes where I can put the tea lights in and they'll
Dank.
light them up. Yeah.
I like it. All right.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, man. Like, there's lots of stuff going on. It's just like Heresy's just slow at the moment. I think like some countries like UK, it's starting to take off again.
Because they can go and play events and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know, like, it's a real bummer, especially for New South Wales here. It's New South Wales and Victoria. Like, Victoria, like, they've been waiting to run this Vaults of Integra and Interrogar event. Like, it's been postponed, literally. Like, you know how long Victoria's been in lockdown, like
and
Melbourne.
it's just gone. Yeah, it still
It
is.
just keeps getting postponed. Now the Sydney events are getting postponed. Even their fantasy events are getting postponed as well. So, yeah, it's just sort of like a real bummer in the Australian sort of scene at the moment, just for wargaming in general. But things will improve, and it just gives people more time sitting around their house to do
Get
shit.
armies together, yeah.
And I mean, if you're in lockdown, you've got less stuff to do, so it's even more reason for us to podcast and send stuff out, broadcast stuff out.
Yeah.
Keep the scene strong. Apes together strong. That's what I learnt from our
Planet of the Apes.
monkey friends. Yeah. What have you been doing? You've been printing a lot of shit. We started talking about your stuff, but you've been printing.
On to what your point? Yes. I was waiting. I broke the FEP on my printer. For those in the know,
What's
it's
the
like
FEP?
it's a part. It's an expense part. It's like the
Just some Glad wrap or something?
yes, basically almost like Glad wrap that separates the resin from the printer. Ooh, and it broke when it was full of resin, so that was bad. So I had to clean that up and then get a new FEP. So I got that, and I got it humming along now.
Yep.
So like
Is it even better than before?
It's even better than before.
Whoa.
So
It was pretty good before.
like you're saying, BattleTech.
Yeah.
We've always been into BattleTech for like MechWarrior 2. I think we used to play it back in the day.
Oh yeah. Remember, I used to come around your house to play BattleTech too, so we could we'd just shoot
So-
wireframes and shit.
Always been into it, and now
Sick.
So you've got your army. I've just
Yep.
printed out an army for me.
Yep.
So I printed that out. And now I'm gonna paint it. Like since the lockdown, I've been slowly. I had to leave. I came home for a weekend from my remote Unabomber style cabin in the woods.
Yep.
And then they locked me down here with my family.
Oh,
Those rude
God.
bastards. So I didn't bring any painting stuff.
So you were just coming home for a normal weekend, and
Yeah.
then the lockdown happened Sunday,
Yeah.
didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So
So now you stuck. Yeah.
so I got stuck here. So I was just like, oh my god.
So no hobby shit. Fuck.
So,
what are you gonna
but
do?
basically, over the last I haven't been back to work.
I was wondering why you're printing so much stuff.
Yeah, because I've been at home, working from home for the last 2.5 weeks,
Mm.
and over that 2.5 weeks, I've just gone. I haven't been able to paint anything. This is driving me fucking nuts. So, I've in secret, I can't think of a good movie analogy, but basically, I've managed to create a secondary airbrush setup at my house to mirror my shit setup at the shack.
A second life, like a pilot or something.
Basically, yeah. So I managed to find a really good cheap compressor. I won't call them
Fight Club style, Second Life.
Yeah, Hobby-Rama, you pay way too much.
Oh, really?
I went to a wholesaler. I got that compressor you got. I don't know how much. I got one. That's exactly the same for $100.
Yeah, I think I paid $230.
Yeah, I paid that for mine too.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. And I was like, motherfuckers.
Hobby-Rama.
And I got another Harder Steinbach. I
Yeah.
managed to fuck, I just need this thing. So I got one of those
How
now.
much was that? Expensive?
Yeah.
Really? That's your secondary airbrush. Okay.
Let's just say that if my
Why
wife
don't you
ever
just get
found
the
out,
Grex out? You got the Grex at home, don't you?
no,
Do you still have
it's
the
down.
Grex?
It's down at.
Oh, you took the
Yeah,
Grex
I took
down
it
there too.
off.
Do you still use the Grex?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've got to get a seal, and I'll use this as my varnish.
The Grex is just like you water it plant.
Yeah.
It's just there's no art to that.
If my wife found out the monetary value,
the hardest stain back.
Of how
well,
much,
it's tax time, so I mean, come on.
Yeah, of how many airbrushes I earn, she'd just be like,
oh really?
fuck. The fuck.
Sorry, and she doesn't listen to this. She only listens to the stream.
She's pretty understanding. I don't do heroin. I don't do fast cars or go to the hookers. So she's like, you're alright. Just as long as you're happy. So I'm able to paint again. So I'm going to paint some BattleTech stuff over next week. But going back in time, I've been working on my Legio Oberon. Which has been good. I was going to finish them for your event. I was like on a really tight timeline, and then
you had a death duel organized with.
That's right, and I was on time to do it. It would have been a little bit rushed, but then Maka wasn't coming, so I was like, it's bad because I really wanted to play him and catch up with him.
Yeah.
But it was good because it gives me a bit more time to finish that exactly how I wanted to finish it.
Oh, right, yeah.
So in that respect, that's good. So I'm still working on them.
Yeah, fuck you, Mako.
I painted up a new ship for my Alpha Legion Heresy Force. So now I've got a battle barge.
Oh, yeah.
Which we played a game with, which is like, I was like, oh, Jesus, that's fucking, that's gnarly. And the other thing I've done is I finished listening to the Solar War, which was super good. I'm fucking
did that get you crunk for BFH?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna do another.
All about these ships, man.
I'm gonna try and source another Battlefleet Heresy fleet now.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be Imperial Fists, and it's gonna be based on Sigismund's strike cruisers, the Sisters of Woe. So I think I hit you up the other night and said, because it apparently
what was it called? Like
a Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt class cruiser or something.
Yeah.
So they're not in the current Heresy. There is an original like.
Oh, is it the one that looks like a tadpole?
Kind of, yeah. There is. If you type it into the Google and have a look at Thunderbolt Cruiser, there's like one picture from it from like it must be like the 1990s somewhere.
Typed Thunderbolt and then came up. Do you mean Thunderbolt? Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise. What the fuck has he been in?
No, some kind of tank called a Thunderbolt.
No, there's a Thunderbolt.
Was it
heavy? I think it's a heavy cruiser. Thunderbolt heavy cruiser.
Space Fleet.
Yeah.
Was the old game, right? Yeah. I've got one of those. Yeah, it's very small though. It's like escort size.
Yeah.
I've got to fucking get.
Apparently,
I was waiting for Dave Carpenter. He was meant to be coming. Shout out to Dave Wardens. He's meant to be coming up to my event, and I was gonna go like, "Hey man, can you cast this like metal model from 1984 for me, or whenever the fuck it came out?" Because it'd be good as an escort. It'd be awesome to have like a little squadron of them. But yeah, it's definitely not a cruiser though.
So
heavy frigate.
Heavy frigate, yeah. So apparently that's what Sigismund's Sisters of Woes were. So I don't know. I want to do an army based around that. So what I might do is just, because no models exist, I might just go for something that looks cool, print 3 of the same, and go, these are the Sisters of Woe, put a capital ship in and some escorts, and go, this is it. There you go.
Yeah, like some strike cruiser or something like that, a Crusader or strike cruiser.
Actually, yeah, I was thinking of going 3 strike cruisers as like the 3 sisters.
Yeah, like the Crusade era cruiser. Let's have a look at that. There's no pictures of it. It's a Crusade era. Maybe it's called a strike cruiser.
Ooh, yeah. There's some good ones out there.
There's a really good third-party model, maybe. It's got like a pointy head. It's kind of got like a Thunderbolty style head. I don't know why I can't find that.
But that's going to be a new project.
Yeah, we can fuck around with that. We can figure something out.
I'm kind of holding off on doing anything super Heresy 28 mil related.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting.
Because I don't want to...
Yeah, fuck. Because I've been wanting to do this Isfahan 5 army. I've got all these Marines. I've got this Marine army that I've been collecting for 5 years, just worth of shit. I've got all of this stuff ready to go. But now there's a new version coming out. What happens if I build a list that's totally fucking legal?
Because that's the thing, like, I've got all this
annoying
Imperial stuff, all my Imperial Fists ready to repaint that I was going to do this year.
Yep.
I painted like a tactical squad, and then it was like, ooh, new edition. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to hang off. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait to see what happens.
Just wait and play some BattleTech, man.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all I've been up to.
Well, what would you buy Heresy related if you could buy something? I'm clicking on new stuff for Forge World.
New stuff?
But
Ooh, I would
Yeah,
play
there is
the
nothing.
Russian roulette. Like, I'm not into SOH, the Sons of Horus, the Mighty 16th, but I'd probably buy.
what has come out? Anything? I can't
Yeah,
see.
yeah. Yeah, I know what it. Two things came out. One proper and one accidentally.
When I click on new releases, it just brings me. If I click pre-orders, it just shows me 4 items.
You're in the wrong.
But how do I find out the latest shit that's come out? Like
I
you
don't
can't
know.
do that
Can you
anymore
just
on their
click on
site.
30k?
Yeah, I
Horus.
just did.
What's it say?
Just it doesn't show you, like you can't see anymore. Remember, so every time we used to, so this is episode 187. For like the first 100 episodes, probably there was new shit every week, and every week I would type forgeworld.co.uk and then I'd click on new, and you'd see a list of all the latest shit that had come out, and then we'd just talk about things until we got to the shit that we'd already talked about. But now you can't do that. There's not, like, the news section just takes you to this retarded fucking thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're going to kill this site off, right? Surely.
Well, let's talk about what came out that's new. So,
Okay, so what is it? I don't even know. Like, there's the
Malagos the Twisted.
Malagust. Okay, so
Cool model. It finally came out. It was previewed a little while ago. There was a lot of people going, I don't like it. It's too big. I hate it. I didn't mind it. There he is.
Okay,
Just go up.
so if you click on the selling fast section, it shows you a bunch of shit. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Malagust. Okay,
So I liked it.
but what? Something crazy happened there.
So there was some craziness. So this guy coming out wasn't a big deal, but a lot of people.
Well, it was a big deal because it's
Oh,
like
was
a cool
it?
model. But
yeah.
not to belittle Malagust the Twisted, but
A
it was
lot of people
overshadowed.
ordered it,
Yeah.
and they didn't get it. They opened up their little packet and
Yeah.
went,
What'd they get?
"The fuck is this?
Just some sand or something like that guy, like that classic gateway
Better,
computer
better
scan?
than sand, better
Oh.
than ashes of your favorite pet." It was
Things you would get in the mail.
things
for
you get in the
100.
mail. It
Yep.
was a previously unpreviewed, unreleased Sons of Horus Praetor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. How the fuck do I find that?
a whole heap of people got it. It's a nice model. I like it. But the issue that people had, even with the Malagust model, was they were like, ooh, it's in a bigger scale. It's out of scale with a lot of stuff. So I don't play 40k much at all, but if you look at Primaris, they're huge. They're big. Then if you look at the new Chaos models, like just supposedly
Chaos Marines. Yeah.
Chaos Marines,
Yeah.
they are bigger again than a current like 7th Mark 7 armored guy.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like small, medium, and large Space Marine, with Primaris being large. And Malagust fits into that medium part. So people were complaining that he looks and feels out of scale to
Too big.
regular Marines. Yeah,
Too big.
yeah.
Okay, so I found a picture. Forge World actually did do a post that says, "That's not Malagust
Good.
the Twisted.
Good on him.
Read about the early deployment of the new Sons of Horus Legion Praetor here." And
Thanks
then,
for owning that. That's great, Forge Well.
Yeah, good work, Forge World. Remember when Forge World used to be the best? They were the best. We still love you, Forge World. Like, it's going to be hard to ever kill our boss for
Yeah.
Forge World. I mean, no weekenders anymore. Like no
This
Heresy
Praetor is
Blow.
sick. I love that. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's good. A lot of people were talking about the scale being off from when you look at it from certain angles, but I didn't realize that came with a cape, but I was always saying, its silhouette would be alright if it had a cape. Turns out it does have a cape.
Yeah.
So-
oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, it's like
I
a
mean-
little cape.
I'm not fucking mad at it.
No, I'm not angry at it at all. It would have been a nice surprise. I just hope the people that actually ordered Malagust were like, hey, look, I really love this guy, but I really wanted this guy for a conversion. I really want a standard bearer. Can I please have one? Hopefully they got what they all wanted. Even though it's pretty cool to get an unreleased model in the mail. I'd be pretty pumped.
It says, the Sons of Horus Praetor will be getting stuck in on the battlefields of the Age of Darkness later in the year, though by quirk of fate, for which Zinch is almost certainly to blame, some of you may have inadvertently received a copy of the miniature already.
I don't even know how that happens.
Instead of Malagust the Twisted you ordered. Clearly Malagust and the Praetor stepped into the wrong teleportation chamber. So that's cool. Do you think that's... what percentage out of 100 percentages would you say they did that on purpose?
Ooh.
Because I reckon there was probably...
okay.
I reckon there was 5 of them out there, maybe.
I reckon. Yeah,
How many?
I reckon
How many
it
you
would be. I could tell you how many are out there.
Oh no, so yeah, I reckon there was probably maybe 5 models out there. There's probably 10, and we only heard about 5, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
I would
I
say
know
it
a
was
lot of-
totally accidental. Totally accidental.
So I know someone who knows someone who got one, and they apparently just ran forward to it and went, "Oi, you gave me the wrong bloody bleeding model, mate." And they were like, "Oh, oi, no problems. Then we'll send you out a different one, man, mate. Just check the mail, put the kettle on.
Just don't take
Just wait
photos
for
of
it.
it and put it on the internet. Eh?
Yeah, definitely don't take photos and put it all over the internet. But really do that because that'd be awesome."
Because it's
Um,
like viral marketing and all. And
Yeah, what do you reckon?
We need to put Slough on the map.
so you reckon 100% they did that on purpose? And who's
Nah, I don't reckon
they?
well,
You don't reckon? You reckon it's a fuck up?
I reckon it's. Well, I don't know because there
I
is a
reckon it's-
precedent for this. Because
Is
did they do it with
there?
something else?
Did they?
I'm sure they did it with something else in the 40k range.
Sent the wrong shit out.
Yeah. Or no. It was with Heresy. Remember, people were getting a box set. I can't remember what it was, but it had the plastic Aramin in it, and they were like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Just an extra Aramin like thrown into
in
a...
a other box set. I can't remember what box set it was, but people got accidentally sent Aramins. I'm pretty sure before Aramin actually came out in the Burning of Prospero set.
Yeah.
I think if my Jim Beam, Jack Daniels memories.
We're drinking Jack Daniels. Show note, Jack Daniels.
Very good. I haven't had Jack Daniels since that night we saw Saving Private Ryan and tried to mix it with Red Cordial.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been like
Right.
98. That would have been like literally like
And then we had a laser pointer fight with like a boat.
The Kookaburra
down in
Queen.
Yeah, down the water.
after we
Down the
sat by the
harbour.
river and drank like a 6-pack of Stollies each.
Down at the yacht club, mate. I don't know. Do you think it's as big as a? I'm looking at a picture of this Praetor next to a Primaris. It is standing on like a tactical ship pile.
Mm.
I don't think it's that much bigger. Do you think are people actually losing their minds about the scale? They're saying it's like they're really
They were for a
upset.
bit. It's bigger. It's definitely bigger. Like I could handle if they're Primaris, then I'd start be like, do I need to rethink my entire army because it's all out of scale? And then that brings into question, hey, the new Mark 6 that we saw photos of, this new box set, this new release, are they all going to be Primaris size? And if they are all my Mark 6 dudes going to be bigger than the rest of my 30?
I don't think this guy's Primaris though. Like, look at the size of the neck thing bit here. Look at the size of the thighs.
I think
He's standing on a pile of shit as well. Like he can't.
I think he's that medium scale. Remember, we were sort of
He's
saying
short.
about-
Okay, even though he's standing on a pile of shit, he's still shorter than this guy.
I
He's
think
still shorter than
that-
Primaris.
I still think it's bigger than the Resin Mark 3, the Resin
Oh
Mark
yeah,
4.
maybe. Yeah, but don't you want your characters to stand out? If he's a Praetor,
Yeah,
don't
I'm
you want
happy
him to
with
be
that.
slightly bigger? Yeah. So
I'm
it's
happy
only
with
if
that.
like they're all this size.
If
yeah.
like all the Mark 6 guys were all that size, and it was
Mm.
noticeably this unit is bigger than the 95% of the rest
Is
of
that
our
really? Is that gonna freak you out? There's a guy in this
It's not
comment
gonna
like
freak
losing
me
his
out.
shit. Like he's saying, "Have you seen the size and scale of my current heresy forces?
Yeah.
The new scale doesn't fit, meaning I'm not motivated to buy anything new that comes in this new scale. Tragedy for me, I got it. Tragedy for me, I got it. But it does not change my opinion."
I'd have to see it. Like, we just don't know. I'm going to reserve.
I think getting worried
I'm
about
going to reserve the right to rant until I see it.
that. All right. Well, for the record, I think that's fucking ridiculous.
What, his comment or the scale change?
No, just like this, getting worried about the scale change,
Yeah.
about a scale change based off a single model that's like clearly like standing on a base and stuff.
But I mean, we all know that the scale
And it's
for
been
Space
assembled.
Marines
Who
is all
has that
over
been
the shop.
professionally assembled? Who's assembled this thing? Some random person who got the random fucking leaked model in the mail.
potentially. Yeah, I'm happy to wait out. I'm very happy to wait to see the new edition, which should come out one day this year. Soon. Really soon. But no, it's gonna be. I like the model. It's quite good. I'm glad that I'm just waiting.
Yeah,
for
I think it's a great model.
Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm waiting for? The Imperial Fist stuff.
Yeah.
I want that.
I mean, it would be crazy. Like, is this model... I want to see a picture of this model next to the other Praetors and stuff that would come out. Like,
like the Legion-specific ones?
Yeah, like all the other ones that have just come out. Like like they just brought out an Imperial Fist one. And then they just brought out a what's it called? Fucking Turd Bearers one and shit like that.
Yeah.
Is it going to be bigger than them? I don't think so.
Well, who knows?
I can imagine it being much bigger than them. And even if it, like, why is this the model? This is the point where they start to going bigger. Like, it just seems crazy.
Because then people. Well, that's the thing. I can't see them doing that because they've already released heresy-specific Mark 3, Mark 4. If they go on make Mark 6,
just massively bigger, like a centimeter taller or something.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, I don't think they will. Why would that's
logically you could go, oh, hang on, because it's bigger. But then what if they go back and do Mark 2, which is bigger than Mark 3, even though Mark 3 is reinforced Mark 2? It's the
yeah.
That would start
Mark
to fuck
2
it
would
for
actually
me.
be smaller, a bit smaller, if anything.
Well, less bulky,
less bulky, yeah.
So I don't know how they're going to handle it. It'll be interesting. Interesting.
I'm just in the chat with Andrew Hollis. I'm just going to give Andrew Hollis a call now. This is like the night of calls again. I love it when we do call nights.
People.
We'll see how this goes.
Hopefully we get to see him in January because we can go to the event if we're not all locked down because people keep licking handrails.
Good evening.
Hello.
We're mid-recording. We rang Freddy the Swede at the start of the episode, and just started the episode with that. So we've just talked about what we've been doing. We've just talked about the new stuff from Forge World. And we thought we'd give you a call. I'm just turning your sound up a little bit.
No worries.
So what's been going on?
Oh, not a lot. We just went into lockdown, so we're kind of joining the rest of the country in this glorious time.
That's your first one in a little while, isn't it?
Finally, the ACT joins the party.
Yeah. I think it's been over 12 months since we've been in a lockdown.
Oh, you and Byron Bay sharing all the fun.
Where did it come from? Was it the Sydney germs?
Oh, well, the worrying part is, they haven't been able to trace it. The guy who's been identified as having it claims that he hasn't been in contact with anyone from Sydney.
Classic.
It's that 5G.
It's like that guy in Cairns he's a taxi driver at Cairns. He goes around Cairns airport, and he just like tested positive for it. And they're like, "Okay, so who's had it?" And he's like, "I'm just a taxi driver in Cairns, man." And and they've done, you know how they do the DNA shit to see like if it matches any of the other ones I've picked up.
Yeah.
And apparently it doesn't. So
it's got a new strain. It's the Cairns strain.
Cairns strain and the ACT strain. That's crazy.
So ours is he was a bouncer for 6 hours on Saturday night, and then he went to church for 4 hours the next day, and then he went to gym for 6 hours as a personal trainer.
Oh no! That's the worst combination.
Also, I'm going to guess that he's an Islander fellow as well.
Don't know. They haven't revealed that.
Going to church and being a bouncer.
Actually, yeah,
probably. Yep. I reckon he's from Fiji or something, or Samoa or something like that. Just to racially profile people. But just casually. Now, you guys have got like games and stuff going on. Like you guys play like almost every weekend, right? Like that's cancelled, I guess.
Well, we have weekly games on Thursday nights at one of the hockey centres, and then we have monthly Saturday games at a big hall as well. So we're supposed to be doing Necromunda tonight. That obviously got cancelled, and then it was our monthly this Saturday. So that one's definitely cancelled as well.
Goddamn virus! Like, just go away already. It's ruined everything.
Yeah, it's crazy because like when the rest of the world were just like shitting the bed about it, we're like, hey, we don't have it over here, and then now that they're like, hey, we're all fucking cool, starting playing Heresy again, and then back in old Australia, we're only just getting that shit. So
we're a bit slow.
Yeah, so crazy.
It'll be right. It'll be right.
Yeah, I got my second jab today as well, so I'm immune. I'm fine. I'm perfect.
Nice. You can just start licking railings till your tongue falls off.
That's right.
Just to finish off, because we called you just at the end, we were just talking about new stuff. One last thing to do with Forge World and new shit that I want to talk about is, have you seen that Death Corps of Krieg are up on their site as Horus Heresy?
I did see that.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think that means? What do you reckon that means? What the fuck? What is that? Death Corps of
Maybe
Krieg
they're
is-
one of the old 100.
Are they mentioned? Like, I don't think the fluff even mentions what they were doing during the heresy, right? What was happening on
I've
Krieg?
never heard them mentioned specifically,
No.
but I mean they're a great
I've
stand-in.
never heard Krieg mentioned in the Heresy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to the Horus Heresy section of the Forge World site, I think it is. There's pictures of the resin. Maybe it's not. Oh, it's somewhere on there. Maybe it's on their community or something. But there's pictures of the resin Krieg. And it's in a box and it says the Horus Heresy resin Krieg. So the original resins, which is kind of interesting.
Random.
Yeah. Maybe they're one of the old 100. We just don't know it yet.
Imagine that. They've been like the same fucking style dudes for like the last 10,000
I'm
years.
pretty sure the background for Krieg has been written somewhere, and I can't remember it involving the heresy. I think
No.
they're relatively.
Well, it'd be in
recent.
Siege of Rax, right? There's 3 Siege of Rax books. You would think they'd mention it.
Actually, I'm going to go home and read them. I got
Wasn't there was a nuclear war or something like that,
Yeah.
and basically the survivors were so dishonoured that they'd left. They rebelled against the Imperium.
That's
and
right.
The
Yeah.
rebels got put down, and the survivors were so dishonoured that they'd rebelled that, like, they've basically forfeit their lives, and they're just going to be these suicide regiments for eternity.
Yeah, I think that's basically it. Yeah.
It's a similar story to the who was the last Imperial Guard regiment that Games Workshop did with the big hats and shit?
The Vostroyans.
Yeah, Vostroyans. The same sort of story as them, right? So the first Vostroyan firstborn. It's like every firstborn child goes to the Vostroyan regiments. Every firstborn child capable of growing a moustache gets sent to like the bear hat regiment. Yeah. I thought it was just worth mentioning that because it was just a weird thing that came up that I saw on fucking obviously Facebook where everyone goes to whinge, and just seeing like fucking people's ideas of what that could mean was pretty hilarious. So I'm sending you a message, Andrew, like hey, we're recording 30 minutes time, you got anything to shout out? And you were like, oh yeah, fucking if I can come on that'd be great. Because there's a bunch of stuff you're working on, like a ton of stuff.
You're
like
a busy little beaver.
Yeah. You've been like I've seen Necromunda stuff going up all the time. All of this stuff. Do you want to take us through what you're working on or what you're up to at the moment? Because I know lots of people are like whenever you come on and sort of talk about the projects you're working on, I get lots of messages from people saying like, oh, where can I find all this stuff?
Yeah, for sure.
And also an update on the Thunder, the 28 mil scale Roman.
Warriors of Unity sci-fi Romans.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. We just did a big tirade about Games Workshop IP and being like heavy-handed and stuff earlier, so we don't want to drag everyone back through that. But yeah, tell us about that.
Well, that one's plodding along nicely. There isn't a whole lot to update. So the digital fulfillment's basically gone ahead. So everyone who kind of has finished their survey and everything, the digital files have gone out. So all of the files have actually been completed. So I think there's been some people who have even started printing them out. They flicked a couple of pictures through to me, and they're looking really good.
I know Miles had some printed out. Miles from Little Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keen to see what he can do with them.
Yeah. Has he painted them yet? What's he doing?
All he does is paint all day. He's been painting some Krieg.
Oh, well, surely he can like cram some fucking Thunder Warriors in there. Get it done. Get it done, Miles.
The physical ones. So we were casting the physical squads, like the 8-man squads, as the project was running, so that we could try and get a head start on that. Unfortunately, the parcel that they were in landed in Melbourne about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, the Zombie Zone, yeah.
And I haven't seen it since.
Jesus
so
Christ.
tracking's gone dead. Unfortunately, that parcel also contained basically the last of the models for just a handful of backers from the Arbites Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So that's kind of pissed me off because obviously those poor backers are now kind of waiting longer. But
so is it totally missing, or have you lodged a You'll find it, right? It'll show.
Yeah, it's missing. Its tracking's gone dead. It landed in Melbourne, and that's it. That's the last tracking, and Australia Post can't find it at this point in time.
This is like hundreds and hundreds of resin models, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
If there's suddenly some guys playing, like there's a new Unification War, Unity Wars fucking scene just suddenly comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
we'll think we'll be able
400 Thunder Warriors supported by 70 Adeptus Arbites.
Yeah.
Then, that's mine.
Jesus.
We'll
What would you
keep
do?
an eye out.
Why would someone jack that? That's crazy. That's so weird.
Australia Post.
I'm just hoping that with the lockdown, because it was basically around the same time as Melbourne went into lockdown, I think. So I'm just hoping that it just got like put on a shelf or something like that and lost tracking, and with the investigation it'll be picked up back up again.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's probably under a body part.
Because they're not
Probably
very,
under a body part somewhere in a warehouse.
Because then you like, I've had this happen to me only once, but still, it was like a expensive package, and they turned around and went, "Hey, yeah, we totally fucked up. We lost you like hundreds of dollars worth of shit, but here we can just give you $50."
Yeah, basically, Australia Post's compensation cap is $50. So
yeah, I was happy to get something, but still, it wasn't optimal because it.
Yeah, I got about $3,500 worth of models in the
Holy
past.
shit! Yeah, that's much more than what sort of I was affected by, but still, wow.
But we'll see what happens. We're obviously casting up a new batch of those particular models anyway, just not to the kind of the 100% of the Arbite ones. We'll just kind of cast up twice as what we need to send to the backers. But the Thunder Warriors was definitely kind of something that I wanted to try and get hold of, so that we had a heap of the actual squads ready to go and send out to people who were just wanting the squads. So, but
yeah, they do look amazing. There'll be some disappointed people that have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, hopefully it won't delay the physical fulfillment. So the stretch goals are still being kind of made, and it's just these ones were going to put me ahead of fulfillment type thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But we'll see how we go.
Still annoying.
Yeah. So that's the Warriors of Unity. And then one of the other big ones that you probably kind of come across was the House by Teth.
Yes.
That's our Necromunda stuff.
I've been enjoying that. That art that you've got done has been absolutely amazing. We were just talking about before the artist that you engaged to come up with some of that artwork.
Oneirus, I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah, he like talking about the amazing job that he did and sort of how he's been affected personally by, not financially, but just his like that video that he made was quite moving. He was quite very emotionally distraught by the whole thing.
He's a very emotional man. He's fantastic. I've chatted to him a few times, and the timing was pretty terrible. Our pictures that we got was probably timing pretty good, because he's not doing 40k stuff anymore for that particular reason. But he's always been passionate about the artwork and the fan community and that sort of stuff, and he's been very, very passionate about the Warhammer fan community. So their kind of big step up going down this avenue has hit him pretty hard, because it's kind of gone, well, this is what I've loved for so long, and this is what I'm building up on. He's always so happy to kind of be doing artwork for so many people, and then for the actual kind of source of all of that universe to turn around and basically tell people